What a great putting lesson. Now you
Maybe I just have like a little bit of
what?
like I just think it's square, but it's a little less than it really is.
Well, that's the whole thing. Everyone's our eyes deceive us
Yeah.
constantly, and it's crazy to think because we assume until you play golf, you assume that like, oh, my eyes, what I see is what's going on. But what's crazy is there's times that it'll look like the ball's like in the middle of my stance when it's back in my stance, or it'll look like the ball's to the left when it's in the center. Like, why? I don't know. But that's why the video cameras help. Let's take a look and see here. Ball position was correct there. Good job. Now the club is more vertical. See how the putter's not leaning so far forward, right? And then look, you go back and then you come through. And then look, as you're doing this, what's happening with your head, right? Look, it's staying there, right? The face was square. And then look, and then you only turned your head and your head stays in the box here on the way through. That's absolutely fantastic. Nice job. With putting, you also need to know, besides how to make the putting stroke. So like let's assume now that you totally understand how to make the putting stroke, right? So then it becomes a question of where are you trying to putt your ball, right? And the most common mistake is golfers tend to chase after the hole, chase at the hole, instead of starting the ball on the start line that would be needed so that the ball can then take the break to go into the hole. You follow me on that?
Yeah.
And so, like for this putt, according to this picture, which the slope actually looks to me like it'd be more than that, but this would be, let's say, the target.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be trying to golf robot it to that spot,
Okay.
and then it should go in. Right now, what a lot of players make the mistake of doing is they want it to go in so badly that they then chase at the hole. So instead of staying committed to their virtual target,
Mm-hmm.
they see the hole over there and then they go towards the hole and then they miss the putt low on the low side.
Okay.
So if you're missing putts on the low side, it's generally because you're not staying committed to your line.
Gotcha.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
And so what's really interesting too about that is that there's two things to make a putt: the speed and the line,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's assume that your putting stroke is always sending the ball straight, right? Which is what you should practice. Like I like going practicing straight putts a lot to
Mm-hmm.
get to know that I'm hitting it straight,
Yeah.
because then I feel like, okay, on the course I can get my ball started on line. If you can't get your ball started on line, then how are you going to make your putt? It's really is random. You know what I mean? So once you've decided the line, remember the next most important thing is the speed for that line, because you could make a putt with less speed and more break,
Mm-hmm.
or you could make a putt with more speed and less break.
Right.
So that's where the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Some people see the putt like dying in the hole, others see it going into the back of the cup and hitting the back of the cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you have to kind of be the judge of that. I'm the type where I've always been like a die putter, where I like to have a tap in. So I try to die it to the back edge.
Yeah.
And then I read all my putts for that speed in mind. So like when I'm reading the putt, I'm already thinking that's the speed that I'm going to hit the putt at
Mm-hmm.
when I'm reading the putt. You see
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So that should help you also with some putting,
Okay.
in terms of like what you're doing out there. And the last thing I like to tell everyone is, if the ball was in your hand and you were gonna bowl it, right? Where would you bowl it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you should start it to try to go in. McElroy talks about looking at imagining, if I went straight at the hole, where do I think the ball would go?
Yeah.
And then just changing the alignment for that.
Gotcha.
That's another way to think of it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Hope that helps. I think it will.
Yeah. Yeah. Should help. Technique's better now, so
Yep.
it'll be better.
Perfect. Okay. So now do you want to hit the